Hey guys, welcome back. I'm out here on the west side of Washington, finally on spring break. It is so nice to be free from college for about the next week, give or take. So in the meantime, I'm back with most of my airsoft collection. Unfortunately at college, I don't really have a ton of it. I've got a small fraction of it. Most of it I leave back out here in storage. So a lot of people, actually a surprising number after watching a gameplay video I put out maybe 6 months ago or so from the local indoor field here, everyone was curious about my Echo 1 MP5K and why on earth it's so quiet. It's really nothing special. So I figured I'd show this off today. This is my Echo 1 SOB2, which is essentially an MP5K OEM by Cyma originally. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit today. So this is, for all intents and purposes, a Cyma MP5K. Echo 1 essentially labels these, does a little bit of work to them, and then sends them out as Echo 1. And they're actually really solid guns. Unfortunately, these are not on the market anymore, at least as Echo 1. And the Cyma's version of this is pretty hard to find, unfortunately. And they can be rather expensive, and they're, again, pretty difficult to get in the US. So what have I done to this gun? Really not a lot. Most of it's pretty stock. Internal wise, it's got an SHS speed motor, long type, those are 30, 40 bucks tops nowadays. And pretty much everything else in there is stock. It's shimmed. It's got the stock bearing, stock piston, stock spring guide, everything. It's got the Mad Bull orange bucking in here that it originally came with because it's an Echo 1. They all come with the Mad Bull orange buckings, which is pretty nice. I do have a Hulk FET MOSFET in here. Now, unfortunately, Hunter stopped making those just because I can't really blame them. They take up a ton of his time, and who wants to solder a zillion MOSFETs every day? I can't blame him in the slightest. I run a 7.4 volt stick LiPo in this that fits really nicely in the buffer tube, so I've got a ton of room. And if you guys want to hear how quiet this is, actually, it sounds quieter in the video, I feel like, just watching it, because it's obviously a GoPro head cam, and the mic on that is not the greatest compared to the mic I have on my collar right now. But it is actually fairly quiet, I feel like, especially more so with a BB going through it. Additionally, externally on this, I do swap some parts out occasionally. This is a Tokyo Marui tracer unit. X-Cortex sent this over a while ago when I reviewed their tracer a while back, and it's a great tracer as well. I like the X-Cortex a little bit better, but it is longer and definitely a larger suppressor. So having a smaller suppressor for going to indoor fields like Eaglefreak, that unfortunately closed recently, but hopefully will be opening as the American Airsoft Club very soon. Tracers are such a huge, awesome thing in there. Being able to see where your BB is going and what it's hitting, instead of just kind of a little white speck that you're not sure hit something. Very, very useful. The gun came originally with a rail on it here. It's a little wobbly. I can live with that. Vertical grip, very nice rubberized one. Unfortunately, I don't know the brand of it offhand. And I did have an Olight PL Mini on the side of this, but that's also not on this side of the state. I usually leave that for my carry gun on the other side of the state. So that is a really nice addition to put right here. You can just flick it with your thumb, get a nice couple hundred lumen light going, and flick it off really fast, and it's very, very effective. Sling, I got this from Fox Airsoft on one of the mystery boxes from a while back. Actually, it's a DEFCON sling. They're not bad. I like them. They're not terribly expensive, and it just sits on the sling plate on the end here. Now, occasionally I do swap the back of the gun out for a folding stock. I've got a spare one of these from an old Galaxy MP5K I picked up many, many years ago. This thing is very fun to run with the stock sometimes, but every once in a while, most of the time actually, I like to run it without a stock and just kind of pistol it very simply. The front end, if I don't want the light, I'll usually throw in the plastic broom handle vertical grip on it, and it works pretty well. I'm really happy with it. It's not a terribly heavy gun. It's well balanced, and it shoots pretty soft for indoor, about 290 feet per second. So that's also why it's so quiet as well. But the rate of fire, going to Eaglefreak, that, like I said, is not open currently, but we'll be reopening soon as a new field. There's no full auto in there, so I use semi strictly. So full auto, even on a 7.4, is pretty snappy with its speed motor. But on full semi-auto there. It's awesome. I love it to death. So this is definitely one of my favorite CQB guns that I own. I don't really own a lot of CQB guns because most of the time I'm playing outdoor in the field. Indoor is kind of a less common thing that I do, unfortunately, but it's still a lot of fun. So I like to keep a pretty nice Echo 1 SOB2 around for that occasion. So I hope this is kind of giving you a little more info, guys, on the gun. It's a very fun gun. If you see it out in the field, you guys are more than welcome to try it and see how you like it. Thanks for watching. I'm Prodigy from Airsoft Team Kilo 23. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the near future on the field or in another review. Take care.